Welcome to Mermaid Love Tarot for your 5-part weekly bundle reading. I'm a counselor, a 2-time award-winning actress, and tarot reader. Enjoy your reading.
Hello, Cancer. Welcome back to Mermaid Love Tarot. Thank you so much for being here. We are going to begin your 5-part bundle weekly reading. My name is Priscilla, and I am not just any tarot reader. Today, I'm going to start with angel answer messages. I feel like I woke up today and I was like, somebody needs to hear answers to something. So I'm going to pull out 2, and this is the deck. So whatever question you might have on your mind, go ahead and ask the question, and I am going to take out 2 cards. What do we have for Cancer, please? I hope that you guys are doing well. If you guys are interested in more messages, I do read in English and Spanish. So you can visit my channel and check out the Spanish readings, learn a little Spanish, and use the subtitles. If you are cross-watching, welcome. Remember that these readings do not expire. So whenever you are meant to be here, you were meant to be here. This is all about energies. And when you feel like watching a certain reading does not matter. All right. And if you had an answer on your mind, they're telling you it's not the right time yet. Okay. It doesn't mean you could never do this. It doesn't mean that it's never going to happen. It's just not the right time right now. Okay. We're going to see what happens throughout. If you guys want to forward the video as I'm shuffling, that's fine. But I don't recommend you forwarding as I'm doing the 5 parts because they connect. A lot of the parts, they connect. And I have my guides are really no joke. When they want to give me a message, they will reiterate it no matter what decks or how many decks I use. And for your next answer, it might be a reason why it's not the right time, because now you have the card of big happy changes. So the divine knows when it's time for you guys to do something. So there are big happy changes that are coming in. I'm so happy for you. So now we are, oh boy. Now, sorry you guys. I have cards all over. As you can see back here, I have over like 200 decks of cards. And so I have them all over. They're nice and neat, but this one just happened to have fallen. All right, so we are going to start with your energies. I'm using 4 different decks. I switch my decks every week, except for 2 of them, which are oracle ones, but I love them, and so I keep them every week. You saw how that flew. And then I have here your card that we're going to reveal at the end. And yes, all right. So you have the card of communication. And for some of you, and the number 11, that's so great. So for some of you, I know I'm a Cancer, and I know that I am in the process of having to communicate something. So this is definitely resonating with me. And some of you may just be feeling, we might see the Queen of Swords. Some of you may be feeling like you're having a hard time communicating something. Okay. And when I started the reading, I just felt my throat chakras just like start to mess with me. So the number 11 is significant. Whenever you see 211, 111, whatever 11, make a wish. So if you want to make a wish now, you can write it in the comments. People say you're not supposed to say the wish that you're doing. No, on the contrary. If we all put our wishes in the comments, the universe listens faster as a one love community, right? And that is what my community is all about, one love. I end every time my readings by telling you guys one love, take care, because it's a big deal for me. Like, I strongly believe in unity, and that's what I want to try and create in my channel with everyone. What do we have, please, for Cancer? So you may be having difficulty with your throat chakra and your communication. I know you guys are not able to see my table, but I always have all my elements here. I have my fire. I have my water, my cup of water. I use that to channel messages. And yeah. And of course, you know, we have air, and then my mind, it would be my swords, right? All right. And then you have the card of wisdom, understanding, and fear. It says, honor your growth. Growing is a journey, not a destination. Honor where you are right now and celebrate your progress. Okay, so don't feel like, emotions are emotions. If you guys don't know, I am a two-time award-winning actress and inventor, and also a counselor with a master's degree. I normally work with children, but I can work with any age. And so I normally try to put the profession of tarot together with the profession of counseling, which is why so many people look for me for personal consultations and readings. I book quickly, and so if you are interested in a personal reading, please feel free to let me know. All the information you can email me is in the description box. So they're basically telling you, honor where you are right now. Do not beat yourself up. We might see the Fool. As you know, I call myself a reader who is not just any tarot reader, because I have over 2,000 videos where I predict the cards and the cards come out. So yeah, just celebrate every little baby step that you take. Don't become overwhelmed. If there's something that you need to do, take action. Remember that the devil is a liar. We might see the Nine of Swords, we might see the devil if this fear is something that's continuing. Okay, what do we have for Cancer? We might also see the Fool. What do we have for Cancer, please? Thank you. And you have the card of being assertive. It says you're a valuable person. Stand up for yourself in a quiet, loving way. Okay, so the number 2 means duality. The number 4 means stability. All right, but also in a way standing up for yourself. So when you feel yourself, like even standing up for yourself when it comes to yourself, you know what I mean? Like if you're feeling down, you have to stand up for yourself and tell yourself, I'm going to be all right. I'm going to do this. It says, right. So you are, a valuable person. So they're just telling you, understand your growth as you go, but also understand how valuable you are. And like, particularly when it comes to career, right? Understand that you're growing. Some of you may be going to school to, improve your knowledge, your ability. We might see the Ace of Swords. What do we have? We might see the Hierophant. That's all about education. And we're just going to check with this oracle message what is going on in love, even though we are going to do the love part. What do we have for Cancer, please? Some of you may be feeling lightheaded. It's how I feel today. I'm getting that some of you may have like some stomach issues, like a lot of heartburn, a lot of, keeping you up at night. We might see the number 4. I'm feeling like a lot of you are having to rest. I feel like my shoulders are heavy. But something dealing with like your stomach issues, heartburn. Every time you eat something, like you have difficulty laying down because it keeps you up. You know what I mean? Things like that. And it says here, you're not losing them. You're losing the illusion. You didn't lose a soulmate. You lost a projection. You felt a projection you fell for. A projection. You fell for their potential while they stay stuck in their comfort zone. It wasn't a breakup. It was a wake up. All right, you guys. So you might have been with somebody who was constantly telling you, yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And in the end, they really didn't do much. So we might see the 7 of Swords. Okay. So while you were going through a breakup, you may have felt like, oh, this is a breakup. But you know how they always say, we might see the Tower of Death, that when there's a breakup, it's just God's protection of, taking somebody out of your life so that you can have that wake up call. So that's what might be the case here. All right. We're going to begin with tarot. I'm going to take 3 messages. Then I'm going to do 3 more. If I need to clarify, I will. Normally, I don't. And then I'm going to give you your message. What do we have for Cancer, please? So, yeah, with regards to the whole situation of your stomach, go and see. I feel like a lot of you have been ignoring it, hoping that it will get better by taking just over-the-counter medicine. But that hasn't been the case. And normally Cancer is ruled by the stomach. All right, if you look that up, I'm going to try and do a video on just everything about Cancer. So we have our first 3 cards. And as I always like to say, I'm not just any tarot reader, my friends. I told you that the 9 of Swords will come out. I am very connected to my guides. I can predict the cards. I can say something to you, and then all of a sudden, oracle messages confirming for me. All right, so you've been with a lot of anxiety. This might have to do with the fact that your stomach is bothering you and you can't sleep, but it may also have to do with somebody you have just broken up with. We might also see the 3 of Swords. All right, so perhaps some of you may have been having nightmares, you know, just feeling disappointed with particular areas of your life. This could be work, you know, maybe you don't want to be in the job that you're in. I'm getting work a lot. Obviously, a relationship. I'm getting a situation with a sibling. Maybe you got into an argument with your sibling. We might see the 5 of Wands. Yeah, there's something that comes to its completion with regards to this breakup. You know, you've been there, you've done that. It's almost like a new cycle. Some of you may be literally traveling. Maybe you went to where this person lives and you stood with them for a while and now you're returning back home. But this also ties into a lot of success. But I feel like you hold yourself back and you don't communicate the things that you need to communicate. Again, very strongly at work. Like if you need a raise, you're not mentioning it. If something is bothering you about somebody, you are not mentioning it. And that's Cancer. Cancer loves to be at peace, to avoid problems. We pick our battles. Okay, I'm in a situation right now that I need to communicate and I'm having a hard time doing that. But in whatever it is that you need to communicate, whenever you feel ready to do so, it's going to be successful. So whatever fear, anxiety, that could be that you're feeling, it's going to go away once you express what it is that's bothering you. Do not let it fester. And then we have Capricorn energy with the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles is a very pragmatic person. He works really like diligently, efficiently, and is very conservative. All right. So you maybe have like money that's coming in, but it's coming in slow. Okay. He comes in slow. You know, he thinks things through. So just relax and let things happen when they are supposed to happen. All right. But definitely something is coming. You see my throat chakras. It's like you guys are having a hard time communicating. But there's big happy changes coming in, as we saw from the angel answer messages. So be mindful of that. One more. I already have 2 cards. One more, please. Thank you. All right. So once again, I'm not just any reader. You have the 3 of Swords, and I know that, and I called it because of the pain that you're going through, having to leave this relationship. But if these changes weren't happening, where, you know, there has been a tower moment that God wanted you to move away from this person, those happy changes wouldn't be coming in. All right. Some of you may already be in the process of healing. Some of you may still be in the process of unable to communicate that you no longer want to be with this person. So yeah, and it falls right under the 9 of Swords. I don't put the cards where I want to put them. I put them in a way that my guides ask me to put them, because it's almost like we are creating, you know, this puzzle in order for me to be able to give you these messages. So the 3 of Swords does signify pain, you know, loss, somebody who passed away, a breakup, a divorce, a pain a friend might have caused you through a betrayal. But depending on the moment, you know, this could be happening now, but you could just already be in the process of healing, because you've been in your head a lot. Which road do I take, right? Nobody's tying you or forcing you to make a certain decision, right? This person is not tied. She has 2 paths, 2 decisions to make, right? She's not tied to one thing, but it's just which path am I going to take? And if you look at the water behind, the water is calm. Okay, she's calm. All right, she might feel confused, wanting to escape, You may be wanting to escape from something. This can mean two people in your life, okay? But just it being a difficult decision to make. But with Temperance here, Sagittarius energy, you're committed to detaching yourself from this situation, from whatever situation, okay? And just finding that turning point with Temperance here of something needing to change, right? And then you have this big happy change. There's just something that needs to change. You need to begin to really tap into your wisdom and really honor your growth. Like you were in this situation, you're moving on. This was a lesson, as corny as it may sound. As much as we hear it, it was a lesson. All right. And I'm going to now pull out your advice before we move on to money and career. What do we have for Cancer, please? This one truly wanted to come out. It says mending bridges. I heal rifts. I'm a mender. Exactly. Because you're going to heal fast from this situation. You're going to heal. It's almost like you were already at the point that it won't bother you so much, because this was a long time coming. This is something that you've been wanting to do for a long time. But as you were going through it, you were losing feeling. So once you're ready to let go, it won't be difficult. It's going to be like, you know what? I was ready for this. This was something that I knew just needed to happen. All right, we're going to move on to money and career. What do we have for Cancer? You guys, I also go live. So do subscribe so you can take advantage of when I answer free tarot questions. I'm going live today, Monday at 7:30. And so, yeah. And just don't just, subscribe, but also hit the little bell, because then YouTube won't notify you of when I go live. So it says success. The path you're on will bring you success and prosperity if you just keep going. Lots of little steps take you a long way. You're on track. All right, so you're on the right path. And I know that if you went through a breakup, that leaks over to your career life, because when we go through a breakup, we feel down and out, right? And it's so hard for us to get to work, to focus on work, to even want to wake up to go to work. All right. Okay, so you're gonna have definitely a lot of success. And they're just letting you know this might be part of the big change that you're going through. And they're just letting you know little by little you'll get there. And I think I mentioned something with regards to, like going back to school. You may be wanting to go to school, right, to learn more. And I mentioned that when the wisdom came out, right, to learn more, to a lot of the workshops and things, you can find them for free. But there might be something in particular, a class that you might want to take that might be something that you need to pay for. And then it says alchemy. Some of you may be into like doing rituals and doing kind of occult things in order to transform a situation. I don't think that this is anything negative. There are people who do rituals and things like that. As a matter of fact, I leave you the egg ritual at the end of every video, because it's a nice way of cleansing your energies, okay? I'm not gonna get into it now, but I have a whole video describing what it is, talking to you about the evil eye, which people, have no clue, and they think they know, but they have no idea on what the evil eye is. Yes, it has to do with envy, but I do explain step by step on how to do that cleansing, because we are always attracting energies, whether it's good or bad, right? But we got to do cleansing so we can stay away from the bad. All right, it says effective communication. Again, I told you in the beginning that this communication might have to do strongly with work, and I felt this strongly with work. And I gave you the example of you maybe asking for a raise, and that's exactly what's going on. So you do need to communicate at work, and also practice active listening, right? It's not just about communicating, engage in meaningful conversations to build strong professional relationships. All right, but a lot of it has to do with you asking for a raise and holding yourself back, but you have to communicate. It's strongly in the reading. All right, we're moving on to love for that big happy change that's coming. What do we have for love? It says there's somebody who cannot stop thinking about you. All right, this might be the person you need to communicate with. They might need to communicate with you. Take it as it resonates. You know your story. This is a general reading. I am open for personal readings. I do book quickly because people see my gifts. So I was just sharing that if you guys, for those of you who are just joining the short, I do the shorts out of the long readings, but I always suggest going to see the long reading. I leave the link below. And yeah, subscribe so that you can join me when I go live and answer free tarot questions. But hit the little bell, otherwise YouTube will not notify you. What do we have, please, for Cancer? Yikes. And we have unworthy. You're a better person than I am. So this could be you or them telling you, you know, you're a better person than I am. Maybe this person feels that, you know, they haven't treated you the way that you should. Maybe it's you, all right? But they can't stop thinking about you, especially if it's somebody who you took like a temporary break from, or together a break. You are constantly undermined. And this could be you with the Nine of Swords that came out, right? This might be a situation. Okay, in the beginning, we saw that you were breaking up with somebody. You realized that, you know, you weren't losing them, you know, in a way that you were just losing an illusion because this person kept telling you things they were going to do, but they really weren't going to do it, right? So this person that you moved away from, it could be that they're thinking about you, but there's so many people out there, so you have to take this as it resonates. Or this might be altogether a whole new situation where this person walks away, but you actually feel like there's potential in the relationship. And then you have the card that says have faith. The angels are working behind the scene to make this relationship flourish. So definitely a whole other situation. All right, this might be just, you know, maybe a little argument, and you guys are not together right now. You need to communicate and make things happen. Let go of the past and, you know that your angels are there and they're trying to help you with your relationship, you know, so that you can heal things. All right, we move on to oracle messages with messages from the universe. What do we have for Cancer? All right, we have this stressful situation is almost coming to an end. We are sending positive energy, financial help, miracles, and life-changing blessings your way. Yeah, we saw that big changes happening, life changes happening. You know, you're getting good blessings. I knew it, and this reading so resonates with me. All right, we are moving on to angel number messages. And it says, endless cycles. The number 23 might be significant. 2 is duality. 3 means connecting. There's some truth you're resistant to accept over and over again until you're tired and restrained beyond depression. It takes a decision to live life yourself. Life is all about passion. Then you make a change and the world around you follows. So we saw in the beginning how I was telling you, you seem like, you know, just really tired. You knew that this breakup was going to happen. And, you know, you were just waiting. And until the point where you just got really, really tired and you were like, I'm done. I am truly done. And the card that we have that I was holding till the end is the elk. So if you see an elk, okay, this is confirmation of this message that I'm going to give you. It says, stand tall and maintain your dignity. No matter what, others will treat you with the respect that you deserve. Okay, and walking away from this person that we saw from the beginning, it's like you saying, no, I deserve better and I deserve to be respected. Then we saw the card that you are valuable. You can't make this up. Okay, you guys, you can take a picture of this and always, you know, say that to yourself. It's very helpful. All right, you guys, this has been your, oh, wait, I need to do your initials. I was trying not to go over time because I'm trying to be mindful of that, but at the same time, when I channel, I cannot ignore those messages. It's almost like I feel guilty not giving them to you. I'm hearing the name Robert very clearly. They're not giving me anything for the N or the G. All right, so this might be first name, last name, initials. And then for more signs, in addition to the signs that we saw in tarot, although signs do not matter, guys, do not get hung up on signs. We have Virgo, we have Gemini, and we have Pisces. All right, you guys, that has been your reading. I hope that somehow I was able to help you. Thank you so much for being here. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Take care. One love, and I will see you guys soon.
Thanking you for watching, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.